Hello third years, my name is Oliver Bergen, and for my placement I went with Meat and Livestock Australia, or MLA as they're otherwise known, which is one of the largest RDCs in Australia. So I was based solely within the North Sydney offices, which is their national headquarters, and one of the biggest highlights of my time there was really getting a hands-on look at the industry and how it all operates. So one of the biggest things I worked on was a presentation for LAMX, and it was titled Lamb the International Traveller. So it was because of that I really got an interesting look at how the whole world sees the Australian lamb product. So if you have an interest in meat, especially on a global level, then MLA might be for you. So the best bit of advice I can give from my placement, however, though, is do not be afraid to ask for more work to do. Now, there were times where it was a bit slow when I was working, and to counteract that, I did have to ask on more than one occasion to be given more work, and that definitely was the right move because it just opened up so many more things that I got access to. So if you've got any questions about MLA or anything like that, don't hesitate to try and find me and have a talk.
Hi, I'm Jess Kirkpatrick. I'm doing my placement at New South Wales Irrigators Council. They're the state lobbyists for water issues in New South Wales. They have 25 member organisations like New South Wales Farmers, Cotton Australia, Rice Growers and Coleambally Irrigation. I was lucky to spend time with Cotton Australia, Coleambally Irrigation and Rice Growers as part of my placement. It was a split placement where I spent relatively even amounts of time with each of those organisations over the 12 weeks. This gave me a really broad spectrum look at water policy because it's a pretty complex issue, so it was good at seeing it at a commodity angle, a state angle and also a irrigation operators angle. The highlight for me was attending the Cotton Conference on the Gold Coast, and that was because it was such an incredible event, so well run, 1900 delegates. I got to catch up with people in my network, and it was a good opportunity to see how much my network had grown through the past 12 weeks. My one piece of advice for any of the third years would be to trust the program and be teachable. According to trust, you're going to do a lot of things that you're like, why do I have to do this? What is this going to mean for me? How do I even do this? Just trust that everything that's been put forward and designed in part of fourth year adds incredible value, and that you'll be able to go through the system quite easily. Finally, the second point would be being teachable. Take every opportunity, ask lots of questions, do any tasks that you're set in the workplace, engage in the workplace, because each one of these adds skills, adds value and potentially increases your employability at the end of the year. But good luck to anyone, and I definitely recommend New South Wales Irrigators if you're interested in policy.
Hello, my name's Ella Steinford and I did my 3 months placement with a guy called Pete Johnson. He primarily does a grower brokerage business, so he sells various wheat, barley, pulses, forms of chickpeas, mung beans, cotton on behalf of a number of his growers. So I got exposed to a lot of commodity trading, which we never really got exposed to in our subjects at uni, and I thoroughly enjoyed my experience. I would recommend anyone who's interested in the sort of trading side of things, if you work for, doing harvest work over the summer, it's a really good placement to do, and I learnt so much.
Hey everyone, I did my placement with AgriWest Rural, which is a CRT, but it's privately owned. So AgriWest has 3 stores, one in Forbes, one in Parks and one in Peak Hill. I spent majority of my time in Parks, but I also did a few weeks of placement in Forbes. I really liked my placement because it gave me the opportunity to experience what it would be like to be an agronomist, and it also gave me the chance to see what it would be like to be an animal health consultant. It definitely ruled an agronomist job out for me. I really don't think it's the role for me, so I was really happy to learn that through placement, not by doing a job next year. And it also confirmed that I do want to be a livestock consultant, so that's awesome. The best part about placement for me was the amount of people I got to learn from. So I met a heap of different reps. I got to go to heaps of field days, and I learned from so many more people than just the AgriWest staff, which was awesome. Placement really gave me confidence. Like, before placement, there was no way in the world I was ready to go out into the big wide world and get a job, but now I can't wait. Like, I'm not scared about it anymore. I'm really looking forward to next year. So yeah, I think that if you're sitting on the fence about placement, you should definitely do it. However, if you've already got sort of a job lined up, then maybe fourth year is not the best thing for you. But I can't speak more highly of it. I think I got more value out of fourth year than I have any other year of uni, so I definitely recommend doing it for anybody that's wondering about it. Thanks, good luck guys.
Yeah, g'day, Flo Bennett, Warwick Cropping, Esperance, Western Australia. Highlights of my trip not only included being able to jump off the tractor and end up at the beach 5 minutes away and swimming, but I guess it was really seeing how the big boys run their farms. So Warwick Cropping up $250 million worth of land across the grain belts of Australia, so I really not only increased my practical knowledge on farm with a bit of crop agronomy, driving tractors, driving spray rigs, all those kind of things, but I was also able to see how the company worked in terms of budgets, forecasting, grain marketing and capital expenditure. There was a bit of staff management thrown in as well, so I guess it was just a really all-round enforcer of how you manage farms and how the corporate companies in Australia kind of work. Advice for students, I suppose, is just really aim high, like choose a job you didn't think you'd see yourself in, or maybe something that you'd never be able to get a graduate job doing, because you can't really luck out. I suppose take every opportunity you can, as daunting as it may be, because you have a wonderful support network in your other classmates as well as Scott, but you also have the support network of the whole agricultural industry, because no one wants to see fresh new talent fail. We all want to see you succeed. So yeah, aim high and go for it. Good luck.
Hi, I'm Britt. I did my placement with Dow Agrosciences in Sydney and in Bendigo in Victoria. My highlights from doing placement with Dow was seeing my own personal development through the 12-week period. My networking conversational skills have improved, and I also have a much better understanding of what I like and what I don't like from working, so career-wise. So for example, I now know I can't work in an office 9 till 5 every day, 5-day week. I need to be a little bit more front of line and more in contact with farmers, so more of a client relations role rather than behind the scenes. So that's been really worthwhile finding out. My other highlight was getting the opportunity to move locations and see inside 2 different types of jobs that Dow offers. So when I was in Sydney, it was much more of a product regulations kind of side of things. And then when I was in Bendigo, we were much more field trial work. So getting the opportunity to see both of them and being able to move around when I was doing the field trial work was really good. My advice for you guys is don't get so caught up about what company that you choose and making sure it's the right one for you. By the time that I had started my placement with Dow, I'd already decided that I didn't want to work for Dow. I didn't want to do agronomy stuff. I didn't want to go down the plant side of things at all. I actually wanted to go down more of a business pathway for a business consultancy sort of thing. So for me, I just went into it with I'll give it everything that I've got and hope that I get the same experience back, and I did, and that's something you guys should take note of. Just put in 110% and you'll get that back. Your mentors will realise, oh, these people are really here for a reason, the right reasons, and they'll help you out as much as possible. Just quickly, if you're considering Dow, I'm more than happy to talk to you guys about what I did, what things you could be doing, and just Dow as a company in general, and also placement in general. You can ask me anything, but yeah, I'd love to talk to you guys more about Dow if you're interested. Good luck!
Hi, my name's Shane and I did my placement with Dow Agrosciences. While I was with them, I spent some time in Tamworth, Sydney and the Clare Valley in South Australia. I think one of the best things about my placement was being able to spend time in all those different places, and so I got to see quite a lot of different things and meet quite a few new people, which was really good, and I think it helped me learn quite a lot of new things. A piece of advice that I would give is don't be too nervous about placement. I was fairly nervous before I started mine, but it all works out okay, and they know you're a uni student, so they don't expect you to know everything. It'll be a really good experience, so I guess just don't worry too much about it and just have fun while you're there.
Hi, my name is Millie Marion and I completed placement for 4th year at Sheep Matters in Cootamundra. Sheep Matters is an independent sheep consultancy business. Highlights I could definitely say is you're not doing the same thing day in, day out. It's definitely not an office job where you go 9 to 5, the hours are quite varied, and you also do a lot of travelling to see clients, so you see a lot of the countryside. There's also a lot of animal health and husbandry practices, so one day you could be pushing up sheep and next you could be drenching, vaccinating, and a lot of the time you could be working with electronic identification equipment, so scanning tags and inputting data. There is a few office days, but there's not very many at all. A bit of advice, have a go at literally everything, including pushing up sheep, because it will give you a good stance in the company. Like, you're willing to have a go at everything, so it makes you look really good. And you also will surprise yourself with capabilities. So I hope this helps.